1,000,000 years ago, one wrong step meant death. This was survival. They watched the land with practiced eyes. Every shadow could mean danger or survival.
The earth spoke in scars. Something powerful had passed, and it was close.
Tools were survival. Fire-hardened wood, stone edges. Every weapon told a story. Strategy was simple. Gain the high ground. See the danger before it struck. The hunter became the hunted. A predator, older, stronger, and faster than man itself.
For a moment, time stood still.
The silence shattered. Survival was no longer a choice, Balor. It was a battle. Every movement mattered. Survival depended on strength, unity, and courage.
For the first time, the balance shifted. Alone they were prey. Together, they became hunters.
Together they stood, and together they fought. In unity, they found their strength. For this day, they endured. Unity had turned fear into strength, and survival into victory. Victory was fragile. Even in triumph, their eyes searched the horizon for what might come next. In the glow of firelight, survival became more than struggle. It became memory, and memory became strength. With the coming of dawn, the night's struggle faded into memory. A new day promised both danger and hope. The hunt was over, but the journey continued. In every step, they carried the memory of survival. He had seen many hunts, many losses, but fire remained, and through it, the tribe endured. They did not speak, but they understood. In the elders' silence, the tribe remembered who they were. They walked not as wanderers, but as survivors. Each step carved a path through memory and dust.
No words passed between them. The silence was enough. He saw no beast, no flame, only sky. But something stirred, and the tribe felt it too.
The path was not chosen by words, but by instinct. And instinct had never failed them. The land changed, but their purpose did not. Every stone beneath their feet was a test of resolve.
It came without warning, not seen, only felt. The valley held its breath, and so did they.
They had no map, no warning, only instinct. And instinct said, "Hold the line."
It moved like smoke, seen only by those who knew what to fear. And he knew.
It watched them, not with hunger, but with calculation. And they knew this was no ordinary beast.
It was not a beast. It was a presence.
They did not chant. They did not cry. But in the circle, they remembered what must be done. They did not know if it would be accepted. But they gave it anyway, not in fear, but in respect.
No voice replied. But the wind shifted, and that was enough. They left nothing behind but stone and silence. The valley deepened, and with it, the silence. Every shadow seemed older than the last.
The stone remembered what they had not yet seen, and its memory was carved in fear. They spoke no vow, yet the silence was one, a pact of breath and bone, ready for what waited. The earth itself seemed to warn them, a voice without words, a weight without form.
It was not the wind. It was not the earth. It was something older. They did not flee. They did not falter. The sky trembled, as if it too remembered. No words were spoken. The valley spoke back, not in words, but in weight. And they understood enough. They did not turn back. The earth shifted beneath them, not enough to break, but enough to remind them they were trespassers. The tree had stood for centuries. They drew closer, not in fear, but in defiance. It did not show itself. It did not need to. The shadow was enough. Fear had not left them, but it had changed its shape. The stone broke before their eyes, but it was not the stone they feared. The valley roared, and in its voice was the promise of something vast. They answered not with words, but with iron and silence. Defiance was their prayer. The wind did not bend.
Then came the silence, heavier than the roar, sharper than the wind. A silence that waited.
The silence broke, not with sound, but with movement. The earth split beneath them, and the shadow returned. It was closer now.
They answered the shadow with rhythm, with stone, with breath, a vow.
The valley answered, not in words.
For a breath, it showed itself, not in flesh, but in shadow and light. And then it was gone.
They bowed themselves not with rope, nor with word, but
the cliffs shuddered, the stones fell, but still they did not move. Defiance held them fast.
in their eyes lived both the terror of the unknown and the vow to endure it. The earth itself gave voice, a sound older than stone, deeper than memory. They drew a circle of flame, a covenant to dark, fragile. The flame bent, and in its bending the dark revealed itself. They gave the valley their own voice, raw, defiant, unafraid, a roar of...
The valley replied, retuving, not with silence, not with shadow, but with thunder and stone. In the dust it took form, not fully, not yet, but enough to know it was there.
It came closer now, in a roar that split the earth itself.
It passed among them, unseen, but vast enough to shake the ground beneath their feet. And when the dust had fallen, they remained. Not victorious, not defeated,